Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. Here, this is the spot where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Welcome home, Brains. There's only one requirement to hang out on the edge, is that you open your big brain and close your small mind. Did you bring your thinking caps? It's time to put them on, because the conversation starts now. Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. You are back at my spot. Oh yes, my place. Where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Today we're going to Germany. I haven't been to Germany. I want to go to Germany. I really do. I want to go to Belgium. They say it's happening there. They say it's really the party town. But we are going to talk to Heidi Krauss. Brains, now I want you to get ready for this. Settle in. This is not going to just resonate with everybody right away. So you may have to replay it. But Heidi is into frequency healing, interplanetary connections, quantum physics. Akawa is the name of her company. And this is a modality that she teaches. Now, Brains, what I'm trying to get people to understand, I don't know how I can get you to understand it, that we are in a planetary shift. We are in a civilization reinvention. Okay? Don't think that this is just happening by happenstance. This is happening by design. I heard something, I'm asking about, I heard something's going to happen in 2026 that's really going to blow our minds as far as the shifting of the planets and the alignments. She's get these incredible downloads, and she works with wonderful people that are trying to not change what's going to happen, but help us navigate through what's going to happen. So I want you to listen. I want you to pay attention. If you got any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. Be sure to connect with Heidi so that she can give you a better understanding if there's something that I miss. Let's welcome her to the show. How you doing, Heidi?
I'm fine. Thank you, April, for having me. Thank you, Brains, for listening today. I'm really excited to be here.
I'm excited too because it's coming to me everywhere I turn. It is this type of message in my dreams. I have downloads. When I run into people, we have different conversations. Tell me how you found yourself in this space and the work that you do.
Okay, so the work I do actually started already when I was a child. So I was very sensitive to energies, and I had this ability to sense a little bit more than normal. And I think a lot of kids have it, but the problem is that our society tells them not to do things like that because it's not normal. Yeah. So I stopped doing it. I listened to society, I stopped doing it, and I spent years of studying at university, teaching at university, and suddenly I got very sick. So I got an autoimmune disease and I landed in hospital. And being in hospital, there was a woman laying in the same room that I was in, and suddenly she started talking at night in her sleep. And she said, if I could, I would change everything. And in that moment, I noticed something was talking to me. And I started realizing that everything that was happening was because of me. Yeah. So I started looking up again energy work. I went to Dr. Joe Dispenza. Everybody knows Joe Dispenza in the
I love
States.
Joe.
And I tried to dive deeper into meditation and all the techniques. So I started with Kundalini activation process. That was the path that I went on. But I noticed something was off the energy. So something was too much in mind, too much in ego mind. It's not about judgment, yeah. It's not about judgment, but something for me was just not fitting. And I went to Spain for another course, and the teacher there said, in a meditation, something in you is changing. There will be an energy shift, and you will have to follow. And that same day, in the airplane from Barcelona to Switzerland, my sister suddenly started getting REM movement of the eyes. Yeah, so her eyes went crazy, and she said, "Heidi, stop it!" And I'm like, "I'm not doing anything." Yeah,
Mm.
and I said, maybe something wants to get downloaded. I answered that. Maybe something wants to get downloaded. And she started writing. And when you see the logo of Akawa, of the modality I teach, it's only triangles. Yeah. Akawa, the entire word is made of triangles. And she downloaded that day. So in this, since I was in all this Kundalini stuff, I thought, oh, accelerated Kundalini awakening. That sounds great. But Akawa is something different. Yeah, Akawa is a frequency work based on resonance. So all the patterns that you carry still in your body, in your physical body, from genetics, from your past traumas, from past lives or whatever, have something in them. Let's call it seed. That's the easiest way to put it in words.
Mhm.
And this seed is light and it remembers the higher frequencies. So when a frequency like Akawa comes in, this light gets, let's say, triggered and then
Right.
starts to remember. And that's the work I do. I help them remember. And then patterns can just fall off. I don't need to know their story. I don't need to go into their trauma again because it just clears the field. That is, for some people, difficult to understand because we are still in this everything has to be mental. We need a system. So, but there's no system behind it. Yeah. It's just on a higher, on an abstract level that we cannot really put into words yet. But
Okay.
I'm trying to put it into words for you
Okay.
guys.
Now, all right, so let's go there for a minute. When you say that you were a child, you did this. What did you
Mhm.
do? Did you have these downloads? Were you able to, see? Were you clairvoyant? Were you able to channel? Were you able to see the future, past life regressions, all of the above?
Yeah. So basically, what I could see were what we call not incarnated souls. Yeah,
Mm,
other people would call them dead people, but
right?
not every not incarnated soul is dead, yeah, because they can come from different places. So there was the sensitivity that I had that I could sense them. It's not a seeing in a sense of visual seeing like we think we see with our eyes, but when I'm in a room, I can sense when they come.
Mm.
Yeah, so I
Oh,
can
yes. We call it spirits.
yeah, spirits.
And I'm very in tune to them. I converted my mother's bedroom into my
Yeah,
office. And they walk in
yeah,
and they sit down and we have a conversation. And I am not
that's
afraid.
amazing.
And I'm not afraid. A
And
lot,
there's nothing to be afraid of.
well, we had this conversation in the green room before. And what you told me to continue to say is do not be afraid. There's certain things, again, because I get downloads of information. And I call him Gus, God, universe, and spirit. Can you break it down and give it to me in bite sized pieces? Because this is a lot to ingest. It's a
Absolutely.
lot of responsibility. And because we are a spiritual being living a human experience, this is all that I know to go by. I don't have a blueprint of what is yet to come.
Mhm.
I did not live in 1920. I don't know what happened back then. So
Yeah,
all I have is the template that's laid in front of me right now. And a lot of that is introduced to us, manipulated, and coerced by a book, a
mhm,
religious doctrine.
mhm.
That is a form of mind control because it's to keep you in line. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
care
an
which one is,
illusion.
you know, okay. But again, I see that it is a blueprint as to what is going to happen because it's doctrine of what's happened before. But here you come, springing up like a dandelion, talking about metaphysics, quantum physics, because I love me some Joe Dispenza. Um, but people are looking at you with a side eye. It's like, what is she talking about? And is she for real? What do you say to that person?
You can touch me. Then you know that I'm for real. No. For mine, that would be the easiest answer. Yeah, just touch me
Right?
and you see that I'm real. But the thing is, when people come to my courses, and it doesn't matter if they come to my live courses or if they come to my online courses, they can experience that.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's not about that I don't even talk. I don't even tell them what I do sometimes. Yeah. I just tell them, look me into the eyes or sit down or lay down and just feel. And if you're sensitive enough, and normally people are sensitive enough when they come to my courses, they things come up. It can be emotional, it can be physical, whatever it is, it will come up, yeah, when it's time. And when you talk about blueprints, just to go there for a second, we have a blueprint for this life. I'm absolutely fine with that, but there is another blueprint that you have, and that's on a different level, and that's a divine blueprint. And that blueprint has it all. You
Mm.
know everything. Yeah. But we just have forgotten that blueprint in our journey here on earth, in this incarnational life. So if I make
Okay,
people remember that part,
let me stop you right
y-
there. Have we forgotten it, or have we actually been given it?
no, we
Have we
have
been given
forgotten it. You know why? You know why? Because this is part of this game.
it? Mm.
Yeah. To regain the knowledge that we came with. But
Mm.
therefore we have to start as a baby, forgetting the things, learning them new, deciding this is real, this is not real. Yeah, and then if we don't make it, we come another karmic cycle, right? We come
Okay,
again
all
until
right,
the moment that we decide, no, I'm not coming again.
right. Because all of us have a soul contract,
Yeah.
so we have to fulfill that. Okay, so I looked at your website and I looked at just some still images that you had, and it looks like these individuals are in a trance-like state.
Hmm.
You
They're
know,
not.
um, hypnosis,
No,
uh, sleeping,
no,
drugged.
no.
What? Where are they? I see their different body positions. Some are laying, some are slumped,
Mm,
some are. I mean, they're just. It seems like they're in a trance in some sort of way. What kind
mhm.
of physical state does the body go into before you can take it into the metaphysical realm?
Yeah. So think about animals when they try to get rid of trauma. When an animal tries to get rid of trauma, what does the animal do? It does shake it off. Yeah, it just moves. Our body system is similar in that case. It sometimes shakes trauma off. So that happens spontaneously. Yeah, they go into different positions, they release, they open up channels that were blocked before. And that's absolutely natural because it's body intelligence. It's nothing that it's something weird happening with them or anything. Yeah, so I can um, tell you that for sure. But the body has an intelligence that we actually don't use enough. But their body, when they are in the sessions, suddenly releases whatever, I don't know what, yeah, it can be an emotional thing, it can be a physical thing, and goes into positions. Yeah, I saw positions where I said, how is that even possible? Yeah, to go into that position, but it is possible. So the body shows me it is possible. Yeah.
Okay, so you're in these sessions and you have 10 people in the room,
Hmm.
each person requiring something different for a
Hmm.
different experience. That's a lot for you to onboard.
We
Okay.
did it with 80 persons the last time.
Oh, goodness. That sounds like a Southern Baptist revival. Hallelujah. They lay hands on you. I've been to those, and everybody just
Yes.
fall it all out. You are surrendering. You are
Mhm. Yes,
surrendering
surrendering.
to a force greater than yourself. But what happens when you awaken and you have this new realization and this release? Because now you are greeting a new person.
Yes.
You are creating a new life mission force. You have a greater understanding. That can be challenging for people too.
Yeah, but it's not that hard. Think about cleaning. Now that we are in spring, we Germans tend to clean our houses in spring, so to prepare them for summer. It's exactly the same like a spring cleaning. Yeah. So there will be parts of your house that will be cleaned now, and you create more space in your system to let enter more divine energy or whatever frequency that you come from, that you connect from. So the change is not like they flip completely. Yeah. It's not like when the Kundalini awakenings where it says suddenly people are in a space where they cannot control it. That's not happening. Yeah. But the process of Akawa is gradual. They are taken there step by step, and it doesn't harm their system in any way. It just helps them to create more space.
Now, how did you find somebody? I mean, did you Google them? I need somebody to teach me Akaba. I mean, I need a mentor. I need a teacher. This is a different scene, brains. This is a different level. This is not somebody, again, maybe you can do it with AI now, but you've been doing this for a while. How did you find a mentor, a teacher, someone that you aligned with that can help you stay disciplined, stay focused, and grow in this?
Yeah, so the thing is, once you are an open space for yourself, once you are in this presence of your divine connection, the teachers come. Yeah, so that's why they say when the student is ready, the teachers come.
That's
So I have
right.
a wonderful mentor. His name is Jose. He's in Tenerife, but he's also a friend. Yeah, it's not about teaching. I want to say it in the words of Margit. She's also a wonderful healer from Estonia. In English, it's Estonia, sorry. And she says, we are from the same university, but from different faculties.
Mm.
Yeah. And so the thing is not about one is higher and one is lower. The thing is about we are the same, but we interchange, yeah, the information. It's like a constant processing information on different levels. So you get taught constantly and you learn constantly.
What is the maturity level? And I say that with respect, Brains, of people that resonate with this. This is not for everybody. And everybody is not going to, I say this, ascend at the same time. There are different frequencies. I sometimes I am in a quandary. I have a little ritual, you know, my singing bowls. I'll listen to pan music. Um, I will do burn offering. These things help me take it to the next level. How do people know that they're ready for this or prepare for this? I mean, they just don't say, oh, let me contact Heidi because I'm ready to, I'm ready to get with it.
Yeah. They can do exactly that. Once you feel like, hey, I should try this, then that's the moment. And I look at all the people that come to me, and actually I look at the world like that, like a garden full of flowers. Every flower blossoms at her time. Yeah. So there is no right or wrong to say, hey, this or that. And as you say, there are so many different methods. Look what really attracts you, what really resonates with you, because there are as many paths as there are pilgrims on this earth. Yeah. I
Right?
cannot say my path is the perfect path or anything, but I know I can give you impulses, yeah, that might help you on your way. Yeah, that's the only thing I can say. It can be helpful, but I cannot say, hey, I have the ultimate truth is mine or something. That would be
Are,
wrong.
are there tools and techniques in what you teach that people are able to carry through their lifetime, or is this something that needs to be, like example, psychotherapy? And that gets me. All respect to therapists and people that have done therapy, but I've got a girlfriend that's been in therapy for 20 years and no breakthrough. You know, what are these? Is this a modality that they're able to, again, work with without being a coach or without being a facilitator and
Yeah.
channel that energy and recycle it and reuse it?
Yeah. Once they have um, stepped into the field of this frequency, they always can connect to it. Yeah, they don't need me or any facilitator. That's the important thing because it's such a strong frequency that came down to help us. And I just have to say it's because I'm extremely grateful because it's actually a gift, yeah, and not my gift. It's not my gift, just to make that clear. It's not about personality or something. It's about Akawa. And the only thing I say to the people is staying open, staying with an open heart. Yeah, coming there with no expectations. is the best thing you can do. And it's also the best thing you can do in life.
Mhm.
Because everyone knows if you have expectations, if just doesn't work. Yeah. Just let that go a little bit and let life surprise you again. Yeah. Let life surprise you, brains.
Right, absolutely. So Akava, um, for the lack of a better understanding, again, brains, because I'm just getting turned on to this too. So I have to ask these questions from from the elementary level.
Mhm.
Um, it seems like it's interplanetarian. It doesn't seem like it is of Earth. And the reason why is we're so familiar with this planet, the air, the water, the food, the human relations, the animals, the birds, all of that. But this seems like this is from another galaxy. And there's so many galaxies out there, brains. Don't think that we're the only life force, because you'd be wrong. uh, don't do that. What do you feel about that?
Okay, I will tell you a story I never told before, and especially not online or something, yeah, because people freak out sometimes. I had strong visions once that I was an avataric being on a planet where the entity, I have to say, the people living there look a little bit like squids, what we would say like a squid, like a, um, and they're called the people of the Yekari. Yeah. So I was there and I told this one of the healers before, and I'd already tried to bring this frequency down to that planet before. But for some reason, it didn't work. It did not work. And I asked this question 2 weeks before our talk now, why did it not work? And they told me the frequency is so extremely fine that the photons that we have on these different planets would not carry the information.
Mm,
But this time in 2025, we're hitting it. Yeah.
mm,
So it will be possible to come through completely. And I'm feeling this already in the field, that something is shifting. And I cannot, that's why I say my mind or me as Heidi now, I cannot tell you exactly what is happening. And I cannot tell you in words exactly how it's going to unfold, but I know it's going to be good. And that's the only thing that I know from the heart. Everything's going to be fine.
well, I know from the heart too, because I feel it. I
Mhm.
feel it. I can taste it on my tongue. It's not about, oh, let me tell you a little story. So
Yeah.
I wake up between 3 and 5 a.m., 3, 4 times a week, easy. And I'm like, what is up with that? So I get up and, grab the device, come in my office, have some tea, whatever. But no, one morning I grabbed my device. It was on YouTube. And whose face was there? Joe Dispenza. And he talked to me as if it was just for me. He said, "Are you one of those people that wake up between 3 and 5 a.m.? Girl, you could have picked me up with a poopy scooper." I was like, "These are your instructions. This is what you need to do. This is how you need to prepare yourself. The last thing you need to do is to pick up your device." Well, if I hadn't picked up my device, I wouldn't have found him. But he says, the first thing you do is you wake up because your brain is in beta and theta. And this is where you receive information and you store information. You make your request. And then it moves to alpha as you wake up during later on in the day. So you need to maximize that time. And then you need to show gratitude. You need to do some sort of exercise and you need to learn something
Mhm.
during this 3 to 5. And I'm telling you, it has taken me, I think that's when I found you. Because, well, really, because that we're on such a different time schedule,
Yeah.
across the world. And there's something going on. It is an inner universal, planet realignment, a shift, a frequency. We're opening up other galaxies. I mean, they're still trying to get to Mars. There's people hanging out on the rings of Saturn. Okay, and we're still trying to get to Mars, getting back to the moon. Yeah, those people up there for 9 months and couldn't get them home. You know, so we are so behind the times. We are so still ignorant as to what's going on. We're afraid of AI.
Mm.
We're afraid of what the future is going to be. We're angry. We're bitter. We're stuck.
Yeah,
We're still hurting one another.
stuck.
There's no love. Love and gratitude is the gateway to the ego, and the ego is the door to the soul. Am I right,
Mm.
Heidi?
That sounds pretty good. April.
She said she'll buy that one. But you have to be conscious. A lot of times
Yeah.
people are still stuck in mindset. You're stuck in a mindset. You need to be conscious and aware of the moment, of the present moment, and be excited about what is yet to come. As Heidi told me very clearly, do not be afraid. It
Mm.
says that how many times in the Bible? Over 300 times.
Yeah,
Do not be afraid.
yeah,
But again, fear is to keep us in line, to keep us in control.
absolutely. And there are so many things that we are afraid of. Yeah. Why?
Shadow. We're afraid of ourselves.
Mm.
So let me ask you some fun questions.
Okay.
If I came to Germany to visit you, where would you take me?
I would take you to a place called the Externsteine. That's a place of energy. You would love that one. So they
Really?
say that's very really galactic. And since you're talking about galactics, I think you would love that one.
They have good cocktails.
Yeah. We would have to drive a little bit further to get some cocktails.
um, what what is your goal? What is your why?
What is my why? So, I didn't come here into this life for myself. It's because of the others. And I remember that when I was with Dr. Joe in Malta, something talked to me in meditation and said, find the others. That's why I'm here.
Wow. And so what are the others going to do for us?
I have no idea. I think that's something I'm not supposed to know yet. Yeah. Because it would, yeah, it would just smash timelines or something.
Right?
So everything at the right time.
What do you do to clear yourself that you are a clear vessel to channel this information and to pour into others?
So the funny thing is that I don't channel. I'm just like a translator for the field. That's what I always say. So I don't, nothing goes really through me. And when we say being a clear channel, that is something really critical for me because I always say no one of us can be really a clear channel. We have too much human stuff in there to be a clear channel. So I rather try to translate what the field does, and the field does the work. So I don't have to do the work. I'm just like sitting there looking at the people and the energy does the work.
Okay?
So what do I do to keep me healthy? That would be the question.
Right, right.
Um, Try to nurture my body as good as I can with good food, with soul food, going out in nature, uh, taking a shower with salt sometimes. So basic stuff and meditating.
And meditating. Okay.
Mhm.
That's very important. Meditate.
Yeah.
A lot of times people don't understand what meditation is. You don't have to sit in a certain position. You don't have to say om. There's all different types of meditation. Silent
Yeah.
meditation, water meditation, uh, shadow work, mirror work. There's a lot of things. Meditation is about silencing that monkey mind and deep reflection and being open to the messages that you receive. Again, source will give it to me and I ask for bite-sized pieces because sometimes my plate is full and I don't know what to do.
Mm.
And with that, then I am instructed to, okay, take these pieces and lay them out. And when it's time, as Heidi said, these pieces will come together. There
Mhm.
will be a synchronicity. You're not at a loss, but it is not your time, brains. It is divine timing, and time is an illusion. Would you
Mhm.
agree?
Yes. Time is an illusion.
It isn't. It's like money. It's fake. I mean, it was to keep us directed to keep us to be able to facilitate, to organize day from night. But there was never a 24-hour clock. I mean,
Mm.
I look at my religious texts, people live to be 700 years old. Now if you get a good 70 years, you're winning. So let's talk about winning. What's your favorite sport?
What's my favorite sport? So, all martial arts,
Oh,
because they are also very energetic. So they transport energy. So tomorrow I'm going to Kung Fu class.
oh, okay, that's good. See, she can hit you upside your noodle too, brains. Okay, just so be
Not going to do that. No,
careful.
I'm going there because some of my students say I'm like the Kung Fu panda of the spiritual teachers.
But it's a discipline. It's not about the
Yeah,
physical. You look at
exactly.
the people like Bruce Lee. He could just look at you and hypnotize you. He wouldn't have to physically do anything to you. So it is about a resetting of the mind and the body and connecting
Mm.
to energy. If you were an appliance in the kitchen, what appliance would you be?
I have no idea. Mm. That's a good question. I don't know. There's nothing coming to my mind.
Do you
What are you?
me?
Yeah.
I'm the refrigerator
Hmm.
because I just want to sit somewhere and chill.
I like that one.
That's it. I don't have to do a lot. And then if it just gets too hectic or whatever, I'll put you in the freezer. Okay. It's
Okay,
all
let leave
good.
the freezer for me if you're the refrigerator.
Okay, we'll be side by side. My girlfriend has a refrigerator that talks to her.
What?
Yeah, girl, tell her she need milk and all that. It scares me to death. I'm like, you're doing too much with a $8,000 refrigerator. If I were to ask you, how do you want to be remembered? What is your legacy? What would you say?
You know, I studied history and I thought a lot about what traces do we leave on this planet. And when I was studying at university and teaching, I always thought I want to be remembered for the articles, the scientific articles I wrote and blah, 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 and all this stuff. But now that you ask me, I want to leave this frequency here to be. And it's not about me, it's not about remembering me, but about remembering the work, yeah, that I do. It's not about me. I don't need to be remembered.
Well, um, I think that it is a level of wisdom and understanding that you will leave, that
Mm,
you will be a farmer of humanity planting seeds. And we have a responsibility to water, cultivate the soil,
mm,
fertilize it, and pass it forward so that it sprouts. Because this planet is deteriorating at a warp speed and it's scaring me. Yes,
mm,
there's that fear again. I was in Los Angeles during that tornado of fire.
mm,
Unreal. A
mm,
tornado of fire for days. You see that the sea is rising. I went to Thailand this time last year. Now there's a major earthquake.
mm,
The fossil fuels and the people that don't care and don't believe. I went to Alaska and I saw how I went there one time. It was absolutely beautiful. I went there the second time. I had to put on shorts and I barely saw any sea life. So it's changing, but it is changing for a reason. And it's going to crack open. And when it cracks open, there's going to be new life that springs up. And
mm,
so we need to be prepared for that. We need to have facilitators. We need to understand it. We may
mm,
not be able to navigate it and do anything about it, but we need to be able to be aware. Don't say no one ever told you. You heard it here on the edge. Heidi's telling you, I'm telling you, there is something that is going on that is beyond mainstream media, that is beyond Facebook, that's beyond the gossip that you hear. There's a universal shift in alignment in the world. And so I'm hoping that all of you guys pay attention to that frequency, listen to your heart, be kind, be good, connect with Heidi. Go in and listen. I'm telling you, I had to go in and watch it a couple times because I'm trying to figure what is this. But I get it now. It will come to you. But again, it'll come to you when you are mature enough to receive it. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So, Heidi, tell my brains how to get in contact with you, how they can work with you, and how they can get more information.
That's nice. So I have a homepage, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong because I know I'm not. You
That's
asked me
okay.
the last time. So the address is Akawa, Akawa dot world.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I
that's the homepage. And there you find when my courses are, when my courses are, sometimes they're online. So I have 4 weeks online courses. And I do the online courses always that way that there are things going on in the morning and things going on in the evening so that all time zones have a chance to jump into one of them. Yeah. So whatever. And sometimes I give free online things. So if you want to see, if you see that on my Facebook, for example, so I have Akawa is also on Facebook or on Instagram, Akawa by Heidi. You can search that, then you will find me directly, and then you can contact me through Instagram. And yeah,
Can we Google Akawa?
yes,
Okay. And
yes,
it'll
you'll
give us
find me.
additional information.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Well, brains, check it out. It's just a point and a click. Okay? It is. And don't be afraid of what you don't know.
yeah,
Okay? Do not be afraid. Fear is a liar. The
absolutely.
false expectation appearing real. Okay?
Yeah.
Uh, Go in and find you some more things to study right here on the edge. We are now on Spreaker. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We are on LinkedIn. We're on Podbean. We're on Google. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We are all over the planet. We want to reach out and touch you. We want you to live your highest and greatest good. We want you to ask the universe what else is possible and how can it get any better than this? All right. Thank you, Heidi. You are the best.
Thank you, April.
Right.
Thank you,
Love you,
Brains.
Blaze. I love you guys so much. I do. I do.